Hey Canucks fans, will next year's Vancouver Canucks team be better, worse, or about the same as this year's edition? I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Saturday, October the 31st. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Yes, it is indeed Halloween, and I'll tie that into my vlog in a couple minutes or so, but 2 or 3 quick programming notes. I just got back from visiting Dave Nordum. You might know a bit about Dave's story. He's battling cancer for the second time right now. So I took a nice drive out to Chilliwack, spent some time with him and his beautiful family, his wife Janelle and their 2 kids, Jesse and Jeremiah. And just a wonderful afternoon, just catching up, learning his story, and talking about the Canucks and Canucks Twitter and all the beautiful things that come with it. So I'm actually going to be talking to him more in depth for my vlog tomorrow, for my Zoom chat. So look forward to hearing Dave's story and an appeal to help. And that'll be part of my vlog later this week, or I should say early next week as part of my next Zoom chat. So once again, wonderful time wonderful day and time spent with Dave and his family. And the other thing, because today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday, don't forget, tomorrow is my weekly Ask Me Anything. So leave a question as part of the comments here on this video, and then just mark it AMA for Ask Me Anything. That way I'll see it, I'll flag it, and I'll be able to answer it in tomorrow's video. Lastly, if you're on Twitter, you follow me on Twitter at Canuck Clay. I put something up just for fun, just to create some conversation, and I've been blown away by the reaction actually. I said this: without stating the number, who is the best NHL player to wear your current age as his jersey number? And I said mine is David Krejci. So obviously David Krejci wears number 46 for the Boston Bruins, and I'm 46 years old. And it was just a way to get some conversation going. But I was actually very surprised by how much activity there's been. There's been over 21,000 impressions of this, people seeing this tweet, and close to 1,500 engagements, whether it's replies, retweets, likes, whatever it may be. So it's kind of cool to see, just learn everyone's ages. Some people are having fun with it, of course. And then even Chris Cuthbert, the announcer, he actually tweeted back to me, and he said, this is going to be great. Vancouver fans won't like this. And he put a picture of Brad Marchand. We know that Brad Marchand wears number 63. I think it's 63. I better check for sure. But yes, so Chris Cuthbert, it was cool that he indeed replied to my tweet. And in doing so, he was trying not to anger Canucks fans. Yes, indeed, number 63, and admitting that he's 63 years old. Okay, gosh, that was almost 3 minutes. So you guys don't complain that I took too long to get to the meat of this video, because I did want to talk about Dave. I want to talk about Ask Me Anything. I wanted to talk about my tweet from today. Okay, Halloween, costumes, disguises, masks. Sometimes you can't always believe what you see in Halloween. You probably know where I'm going with this. So I thought about the Vancouver Canucks' improbable playoff run. You know, they did pretty good. We know they won the play-in series against Minnesota. They defeated the defending Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues in the first round of the true playoffs. And then they took Vegas Golden Knights all the way to Game 7. So I think they clearly exceeded everyone's expectations by getting that far. But I asked you, was that kind of a facade or disguise? Or did the goaltending of Markstrom and Demko mask other problems for the Vancouver Canucks? Did the emergence of Pettersson and Quinn Hughes and JT Miller mask other problems that the Canucks had overall? And instead of just us, doing a dissection of last season, which we've already done, I want to frame it into how do you think the Canucks are going to do next season? And we can obviously use last year's team as a comparison point, as a starting point to compare, because we need to launch this discussion from somewhere. So that's why I kind of reminded us, although I'm sure you remembered already, how well the Canucks did and how they did indeed exceed expectations. And so I guess I'll start with the Halloween analogy now, but I want to open it up with this Halloween analogy, just show that, hey, I recognize what day it is right now. And more importantly, some people would say that the play of Markstrom in the regular season masked how bad the Canucks were in their own end, or the play of Thatcher Demko in those last 3 games masked that really the Canucks weren't as good of a team as the Vegas Golden Knights. So when you look at our team versus what we anticipate next year versus last year, in the goal, in net, I should say, that's the easier way to say it. We know that Jacob Markstrom's gone. We know that Braden Holtby's come in. So really, and Thatcher Demko is there. And of course, all these guys are going to get a year older. Demko, Besser, Miller, Horvat, Pettersson, Hughes. they all expect to be a year better next year. But then, of course, you can say that about every other player, every other team in the league. So, I'm not going to use that much. I won't use that as a huge argument when we talk about which team is going to be better, how next year's team is going to be. But in net, we know if Demko's the same guy, obviously, then your trade-off was you lose Markstrom, but you bring in Holtby. So you could argue that you've taken a bit of a step back there, given how good Jacob Markstrom was last season, how Braden Holtby wasn't as good. You can obviously say that Demko will have a lot of confidence coming out of his playoff run. And when we're talking about, will this Canucks team be better? Of course, that's open to interpretation as well. Are we talking about, are they going to do better in the regular season standings? Are they going to go further in the playoffs? Use whatever, metric you want to use. But I'm basically saying, are they going to be a better team overall? Just a more cohesive and a better team. So both things. Will they perform better in the regular season standings? And then how will they get further in the playoffs, no matter what next season looks like? So let's say in goal, they take a small step back because you lose Markstrom, you get Holtby, but Demko will have a lot of confidence. And but you simply can't just replace a guy as good as Jacob Markstrom. On the blue line, we know that Tanev and Stetcher are gone, but they did bring in Nate Schmidt. And right now, Nate Schmidt is the only addition on defense right now. But he's a big addition. I would say he's definitely better overall player, and especially more offensively gifted than Chris Tanev. And then if you think you can replace Troy Stetcher with either a Jordy Bend and or one of the new guys on the right side, Rafferty or Chatfield, I don't know. I still think Stetcher's better than Ben, Rafferty or Chatfield, but I think that Schmidt is much better than Chris Tanev and opens up a lot of aspects of the Canucks game. So I would say that the Canucks got better on the blue line. They're not as deep, but they got better. So I hope that makes sense. And of course, Hughes is going to be a year older, more mature. And I know we can say that about every player in the league. But I simply think that the Canucks will be better in their own end, and especially creating offense from their own end, which will help on the defensive side as well, just make them less under pressure, right? So overall, I think the blue line is better. Then you go up front, and we've lost a lot of guys up front, namely Toffoli and Levo. Those are the big ones that have gone, right? Among all the UFAs and the RFAs. We know that on the blue line, we lost Tanev and Stetcher. We know that on the back end, we technically lost Markstrom and Domingue. And then up front, we've lost Toffoli and we've lost Josh Levo. Oh, by the way, we've lost Oscar Fantenberg on the blue line as well, but he didn't play that much. He was okay. And I've vlogged about that before. Up front, though, you could say that Tyler Toffoli is a big loss in the top six. Sure, we did well without him until we got him, but we had the potential to do a lot better when you have both Besser and Toffoli as your top two right wingers. But now Jake Virtanen is going to get a massive opportunity. So we lost Toffoli and Levo, and the only forward we've really brought in is Jace Harlock, who will be a bottom six forward, either a third or fourth liner. Tyler Mott's going to hopefully get more of an offensive chance. We hope that Jake Virtanen steps up. Adam Gaudette's going to be a year older. But again, you can say that about everyone around the league. So from a pure talent perspective, the Canucks got weaker in the forward group. So that's two places they got weaker, in net and up front. One place they got better on the blue line. Now, Dom Lucian of The Athletic, he's one of the leading analytics guys, and he does that wins above replacement model. And he did all 31 teams, and he basically thinks that the Vancouver Canucks will be 2 wins worse, 2 fewer wins from a stats basis overall. You might say, well, that's no big deal. That's only 2 wins. But it is 4 points in the standings, obviously. Well, or 2 or 3, depending on overtime and shootout. But you know what I mean? That's a potential for 4 points overall. And it could be the difference between a wild card spot or a 3rd seed or a 2nd seed, whatever. It makes 4 points makes a big difference. And he's basically saying the same thing. We're worse in goal. We're worse up front, but we're better on the blue line. Now, again, a lot of things got to happen. We get all these guys maturing. You don't know about chemistry. You don't know if they're playing in an all-Canadian division, which may be tougher than usual or maybe better than usual. It depends. History hasn't been good for the Canucks playing against the Canadian teams last season, but next season will be a new season. But overall, you can see that there's still a lot of uncertainty. But when you look on paper, one could argue that the Canucks are not going to be as good next season. Now, others have been saying, well, that's okay. Next season should almost be a throwaway season or a write-off. I don't want to say that we don't value it as much, but when you look at the contract situation, we're trying to get bad contracts off the books. We don't know what next season is going to look like yet. It might, if there even is a season, a lot of teams will lose less money actually if they don't play rather than playing in front of no fans. So there's all these considerations as well. But there are some people saying that maybe the Canucks aren't going to go all in to build the best roster ever because they can't. They just got to simply get out from underneath some of these bad contracts. So maybe it is 1 year of taking a small step back. So then the year after, bolstered by guys like Höglander, Lind, Podkolzin, Juolevi, Rathbone, that maybe the Canucks will indeed be better in 2 years from now. So Canucks fans, there's a lot there. Let me know what you think. Just on paper or in your gut feeling or your heart of hearts, do you think Vancouver will be an equal team next season than they were last season? Do you think they'll be worse? Or do you think they might actually be better? Leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply as always. And because tomorrow is Sunday, my Ask Me Anything, leave a question for my Ask Me Anything vlog as well. Like I said, just mark it AMA. Okay, thanks for sticking with me. Whatever you're doing tonight, stay safe, be smart, and stay healthy and take care of each other. Follow the rules, do all those good things. Just be safe and help do your part to make sure that we're doing our part as a society. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves and each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.